Hi guys, it is time for another batch of your replays, and today we are going with the British. In fact, my channel is going very British over the next few days, and I thought we'd kick off with this. I've been doing some British low-tier ace tankers, so they're going to be coming to the channel. I've also going to be bringing you some high-tier British ace tankers in higher-tier tanks. They're coming to the channel soon, and the next Is It Worth It review is also going to be a British premium tank. So I figured, you know what, let's bring you some British your replays, and we are kicking off today with welshborris in his Churchill I. This is an older replay, so unfortunately XVM is not working, but it is a really good game in a Churchill I. On a recent stream I rebought the Churchill I in order to try and get the ace tanker in it, so I've only played 2 games in the tank so far. Haven't managed the ace tanker, but welshborris is going to show me how it's done in this particular replay. He is here on Pearl River, and he is top tier, which is very nice for the Churchill I. He is using the final gun, I can see. It's got 145mm of penetration, which is okay. 135 alpha damage, which is, again, okay. It's not great, but when you're top tier, it's fine. It's a little bit lacking when you're bottom tier in a tier 7 game, but when you're top tier, the Churchill I can be a beast, so let's just get going. So the Churchill I is not the best looking of tanks, not a very good looking tank at all. It's also not particularly fast. So I might just speed it up until something happens, otherwise we're going to be here all day. Yes, don't let this fool you. You will not get a nosebleed by driving the Churchill I. We are on ×2. The tank is definitely not this fast. So as you can see, welshborris is doing about 20 kilometers an hour, and he spots a medium sour M7 medium. Misses his first shot, but that M7 medium has been very aggressive, and he's just sitting here. He's tunnel visioning on tanks below him, and welshborris picks up his first kill. So he seems to be the only tank over here. There's a T-49 further behind, but Welsh is the only tank advancing down this corridor. He is advancing very slowly. He has no idea what's going to be waiting for him around this corner. And he's come across a Stug. So Stug is able to pen him, but he puts a shot into the lower glacis of the Stug. Stug puts a shot into his tracks. The Churchill can eat a lot of shots with its tracks. Stug decides to run for it, but welshborris finishes him off for kill number 2. Now there's a brave little Keiho, the tier 4 Japanese light tank, advancing. I actually enjoyed the Keiho. Not enough to keep it, but it's not a bad light tank. But Welsh advances, spots an M3 Lee, takes a snapshot and misses, unfortunately. Gets a nice shot into the side of the M3 Lee, but now there's an M4 advancing on him, so now it's 2v1. Welsh gets a lovely shot into the M4. Looked as if he was going for a track shot. M4's firing gold. So Welsh decides to angle. And you really do need to know about angling when you're in a Churchill. Fails to pen, hits the M3 Lee on its gun mantlet. He's at a bad angle to the M3 Lee, but he's at a good angle for the M4. M4 manages to put a shot in. M3 Lee bounces. Now there's a PZ4H that bounces. So his tracks are eating quite a lot of shots, and it's not looking so good. It was 3 versus 1. Now it's 2 versus 1, but it's very difficult for Welsh to decide. Is he going to go for the PZ4H or is he going to go for the M3 Lee? He needs one of them to make a mistake. PZ4H advances, and Welsh tracks him in place. PZ4H uses a repair kit. M3 Lee showing his huge cupola, and lovely kill there by welshborris. PZ4H advances, and yet again his tracks eat that shot. So welshborris is on 4 kills, 1400 damage, and his tracks have been eating a lot of shots. So now he's advancing. It's now looking a lot safer. Only one tank he's aware of here, so he's going to chase down this PZ4H, and the PZ4H is deciding to make a run for it. And welshborris is keeping an eye on that minimap. He is being very clever. PZ4H was last spotted moving around And welshborris has this gut instinct that this PC4H is going to try and flank him. Now unfortunately I don't have XBM, but this PC4H does seem to know what he's doing. welshborris turns around, he's got a funny feeling that PC4H is going to go flank. So he's going back, and there we go. Gets a lovely shot on the move. Again, his tracks eat that shot. Welsh has time to aim, has time to shoot on the move, and takes him out for kill number 5. So 1600 damage, 5 kills in a Churchill I. Really, really nice so far. And he's not done yet. It's still a very even game. The score is 11-10. And Welsh is doing a whole 20 kilometers an hour. So T-34 in the distance. Does he have shots? He does have shots. So gets a lovely shot in. Looks as if it tracked him. Puts another shot in. Takes him out for Top Gun. That is 6 kills in a Churchill I. So there was a Wolverine behind him. I think Welsh is thinking of heading up into the middle of the map. PC4H and Wolverine were spotted above. T1 Heavy was last spotted near their spawn. And the Wolverine has advanced. It looks to be a stock Wolverine. Wolverine is still advancing. And look at all of these wrecks. That must have been some fight in front of him. T1 Heavy is suddenly flanked all the way around. Takes out the S-35CA, but the Stug takes out the T1 Heavy. PC4H is up here as well, so the Wolverine and the PC4H are both above. Last 2 tanks on the enemy team, and they are getting hammered by the Stug and the T-34. Welsh is desperate to see if he can get a couple more kills. If he gets both of these kills, it will be a Radley Walters. 2 enemy tanks left. Churchill doesn't have great gun elevation, but yeah, just enough gun elevation to take out the PC4H for kill number 7. He needs 1 more kill for the Radleys on a very, very low health Wolverine. And just a lack of engine power there. Can't get up the rise. So Crusader has started capping. And welshborris is trying to get gun elevation, trying to aim up here, wondering if the Wolverine is still around. As I say, 1 more kill needed for Radley's. No sign of this Wolverine. And with the Crusader capping, there's a very good chance the Wolverine has gone back to decap. But unfortunately, welshborris is in a very... yeah, he has. But welshborris is in a very, very slow tank. And that's one of the problems with the Churchill, or at least one I'm having at the moment, is that it's just not quick enough to clean up at the end of games. And it's a problem with all slow tanks. If all the action happens on one flank and you've gone down the wrong flank, you're not going to have a great game. And sometimes your tank is just too slow to react. So T-34 takes out the Wolverine to finish the game, but still a really, really good game for welshborris. 7 kills and 1788 damage. So that was an ace tanker for welshborris in the Churchill I. He also picked up High Caliber and Top Gun. He finished top on XP with 1159, did 1788 damage, picked up 7 kills. Really, really nice side scraping when in the valley. His tracks on the Churchill I can eat a lot of shots if you do remember to keep it angled. Best place to shoot a Churchill is usually its turret if you can't get its side. He fired 20. Hit 18 and penned 18. The gun is really, really good, providing you are top tier. Not so good when you're mid or lower tier. But he did receive 10 hits, and 9 of them were penetrations, and only 1 bounce. But a lot of those shots were eaten by his tracks. He spotted 1, damaged 7, destroyed 7, did 304 assistance damage, and earned 38,000 credits for that game. 1738 XP on a ×5 event, I'm happy to see. Left him on 8 8,690 XP. Really nice game there from welshborris in the Churchill I's. Thank you for sending it in, and we are going to continue with the British theme. Because next up we have Tuisk. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, but Tuisk is in his Comet. He is platooned with Panzerwüst and Starbud from the Shock clan, it looks like. They're in their tier 8 premiums, and Tusk is in his Comet, a tier 7 in a tier 8 game. We are here on Runeberg. It's a 48%er. Very close game. So let's just get going. So, as I was saying, I'm going to be covering a lot of British tanks on the channel in the next week or so. So I was really happy to receive this replay. The Comet is a tank I own. I've kept the Comet. I do enjoy it. There aren't very many very good tier 7 tanks, and the Comet was one of those tier 7s I did enjoy. T-29 was another one, so let's increase the size of the map. I don't know why it minimizes for some replays and not others. Maybe it's your in-game settings when you play the game. Maybe you play with a very small minimap. I don't know. But Tusk is pushed up. He's aggressively spotting the mid-ridge in Runeberg and gets a beautiful shot in on that T-21, but he's just got hammered. Because he hung around to take another shot at that T-21, he just took 3 very quick hits. 4 very quick hits. Thankfully the Tiger 1 looks to be using a stock gun, but he's just taken 4 hits, lost half his health. I was going to say the Comet actually does have quite a lot of health for a medium tank. Going to work on the side of a Tiger 2. It needs to hit it exactly flush. If the Tiger 2 is angled at all, standard ammunition on a Comet is not going to pen. But he needs to hit it directly on the side. Gets a shot in and looks as if he tracks the Tiger 2. Pens another shot in. Looks as if he's keeping him tracked. Lots of tanks down to his left, and for some reason someone moved in to save him. Looks like a platoon mate. I thought that was a troll for a moment, but his platoon mate has come in to protect Tusk from further damage from the left. Nice platoon work there. And he's going to work on this Tiger 2 and finally takes him out for kill number 1. Lots and lots of targets ahead. Able to pen the Panther from the front. Another Panther here. Again, no problems penning from the front. Sees the T-150, pulls back just as the T-150 fires. T-150 is a tank he's going to have problems penning from the front, but he has no problems going through the front of these Panthers. And the T-150 is poking again. No, T-150 is looking elsewhere. And the T-150 is angled. Hits his gun mantlet, tried for a shot in the side of his turret, is aiming at weak spots, is able to pen the weak spot on the T-150. Now he takes a shot from a Cromwell at the back of the map. Cromwell is firing gold. But Tusk is up to 1,600 damage, 2 kills so far. And there's that Cromwell. Nice shot at distance, sets the Cromwell on fire. There's a little bit of revenge for that gold shell. Still trying to work on this Cromwell. Goes for a blind shot. But that engine fire took Tusk up to 2,000 damage so far. And his friend in the Super Pershing has advanced and is in trouble. It is Panzerwüst. So Tusk moves forward, saves Panzerwüst, but not enough. A Hellcat takes him out, so there's a Hellcat to Tusk's left. Tusk moves into the buildings to get some cover. He's chasing down this Chiri. Goes for a shot on the move, but the Chiri gets taken out by a Löwe just as Tusk fires. So we know there's a Hellcat and a Cromwell up to the left, but Tusk is not interested. Little bit of dangerous play here because those tanks are going to get shots on his rear, but he's moving into town to see if he can flank enemy tanks. Always try to flank when you're in medium tanks. You're always going to get good results. Gets a lovely shot into the side of the Löwe. Another one in, needs one more for the kill. No, he rolls low. And the Leva, his friendly Leva, takes him out. So now the Hellcat and the Cromwell have now moved up. If you look at the mini-map, they are both behind Tusk. Tusk is taking fire from behind. Luckily bounces the Cromwell. He's going to work on this Tiger 1. Gets another shot in, but this Cromwell does shoot him from behind. And now an IS-3 shoots him from the front. That was so lucky. That IS-3 could easily have killed Tusk. Really, really lucky. A little bit tunnel visioned on the Tiger, but the IS-3 fires and his tracks eat the shot. So Tusk is moving into cover from the IS-3, but he is exposing himself to shots from the Hellcat. Now he's moved back into cover. So some frantic medium play there, some nice flanking, but he did leave his rear open and got a little bit lucky, but you need to get a little bit lucky and sometimes to have monster games. And once again, tank gets taken out before he can do any more damage. The Leva then comes in and takes out the last remaining enemy tank. So that was an ace tanker for Tusk as a tier 7 in a tier 8 game. Really, really nice flanking by the Comet. He finished top on XP with 1378. Big game in a Comet, well done. 3031 damage. Really, really nice damage done. And 4 kills. He fired 37, hit 28, pen 24. Now usually with the Comet what I find is the gun is lacking when firing at higher tier heavy tanks from distance. The penetration does tend to drop off. Thankfully, Tusk was picking his shots carefully. He was shooting a lot of higher tier heavy tanks from distance when they were showing their sides and rear. But really, really nice performance from the gun. 2 spotted, 9 damaged, 4 destroyed, and did 1407 assistance damage. He earned 35,000 credits for that game on a premium account, and there was some sort of special going on, so he earned 2067 XP with an extra 1549 XP thrown in as a bonus, leaving him on 616 XP. So thanks to Tusk and to welshborris for those replays in British tanks. They couldn't have arrived at a better time. I'm having a very British week on YouTube this week for some reason. Pure chance, but I'm doing the British low tier ace tankers, so you're getting those games. I've got a couple of high tier British ace tankers coming to you. I've got a is it worth it for a British premium tank coming, and I've been receiving some British tank replays. So very, very British week on YouTube. Thank you guys for sending those replays in, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.